me today here, I have, all right, I have our immediate past president on the far end, Dato Vincent Lim, and he's also the president of the Asian Federation of Exhibition and Convention Association, AFECA, fondly known as AFECA. All right, he assembled attendees and attendance in terms of association representative for 16 different countries from the exhibition and convention industry across Asia. We invited him here so that his insights here can actually share more with us on what the region is doing and what the global scenes are in that sense. Together with me, closer with me here on my left hand side is one of our favorite Malaysian sons. One of our favorite Malaysian sons, Dato Sri Dr. IRMOHIZAM Ibrahim. We were just chatting earlier and saying that, by the way, he's a lawyer by profession, right? So a lawyer speaks with facts, but he speaks not only with facts, but he speaks with passion. And that's why I think together with Dato Vincent, both these two gentlemen with me today will put a bit of insights. Unfortunately, we only have a short segment for this segment here, where we talk about how we want to move forward in that scenario here. He is now the PROTEM president of the Business Event Council, BECM, right? And also the executive director of World Trade Center Kuala Lumpur, and the first the first Malaysian name as the chair of Conference and Exhibition Asia Pacific, APEC. A member of Advisory Council of MAC and the World Trade Center Association, WTCA. And the list continues. But without any further delay, we want to go dive straight into, by the way, dive, and I said dive because he's a diver himself, right? So we dive straight into our topic today. Welcome, Dato Imo and Dato Vincent. Yeah, welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Maybe to open, maybe you want to say a few words before we go into a quick question-air scenario. Dato Imo?
Hi, Mark, and good afternoon to all the audience here. It's my honor today to be invited to share a little bit of my knowledge to the audience. Yeah, pass back to you, Mark.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, Dato Imo?
Hi, Mark. My name is Dr. IRMOHIZAM. It's an honor to me to be here and to share some insights and some thoughts about the business event industry, especially on the 1st of April, where we're going to have a full opening of the industries. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, what would you like to be called? Doctor? Dato Sri? Dato Sri
It's
Imo?
up to you, Mark. You are the man. As long as I have my name.
He's such a friendly person. So thank you very much. Dato Vincent and Dato Sri Imo here.
Yeah.
How do you see that, will the business event help contribute to national recovery? Our Malaysian national recovery. Anyone can just jump in and we can share our insights in that sense.
Mark, okay, first of all, it has been estimated, the lockdowns, especially full and partial, and the delays in reopening the industry have cost Malaysia, in particular, more than RM 27.5 billion in gross domestic products (GDP) losses. And furthermore, the Malaysian tourism industry suffered RM 45 billion in revenue losses. In 2019, prior to the outbreak of the pandemic, the MICE segment, meeting, incentive, convention, and exhibition alone contributed 12.9% of 1.149 trillion USD to the global tourism market. And this shows how significant the MICE industry is to the global economy, especially Malaysia. Now that we have reached the endemic phase, it is a time to kickstart the economy by reigniting the MICE industry and pave the way to national recovery. There's so much potential as the MICE industry or business event industry can directly contribute to national recovery. Example, the host city benefits through economic growth, as well as providing greater tourism opportunities to the city. Not only that, to delegates and attendees, like for example in DSA, can get the experience, the attractions of the destination. But the spillover effects will benefit airliners, hotels, restaurants, retailers, big and small business operators, transportation, such as taxis and e-hailers, and so on. And as a conclusion, with the presence of notable figures paired with digital media platforms, the whole city will get additional publicity, which will subsequently result in more foot traffic to the country, where Malaysia as an attentive destination. Thank you.
Yeah, well, it's very interesting that you mentioned COVID-19 cost us 27 billion, and of course the revenue loss of 45 billion as in B here they're talking about, and the MICE contribution is 12.9% out of 1.149 trillion in that sense. And it's so interesting that you mentioned we are entering into the endemic phase here, which is very potential for us to do a recovery. Dato Vincent here. So from the perspective of AFECA, and also you were the past president of Marshos, so maybe you can give us a little bit more regional insight on this scenario. Dato Vincent.
Thank you, Mark. I think from tomorrow onwards, 1st April, our country border will open and to welcome all the overseas BB travelers coming into Malaysia.
Selamat datang ke Malaysia.
This has been a long-awaited good news. Finally, I think tomorrow will be our day, and means the industry will be back to normal. So there's no more roadblock. Our earlier, I think, main roadblock caused by the traveling restrictions, quarantine, and also the lockdown, and all this roadblock clear. So we are prepared, I think, back on track for our industry. Based on my bit of what they call research, currently the whole ASEAN industry, what they call whole ASEAN for the B or the MICE is open. We are all open, back to on track. Of course, I think still have some of the SOP need to follow. Currently, based on some survey, that the China, Hong Kong, Macau, Taiwan, I think at the moment they are still in the what they call semi-open or still not fully open yet, yeah. And the rest I think is prepared to move, and I believe this will be a good start for our industry after 2 years been locked down. I just want to add on from what Dato CEO on all the statistics to share, also based on the UFI what they call
Statistics
surveys.
Surveys.
That the business event or exhibition alone attracted about 303 million visitors worldwide every year. Means I think if you look into the business event travelers economy, I think that will help to contribute into our tourism sector. I think the leisure is one of the components that we can tap. I think business event travel is another higher yield that will benefit definitely to the economy, GDP economy.
Allow me to interrupt that, both gentlemen here, because it is interesting that you mentioned the leisure market and the business event. So there is a B2B segment and there's a B2C segment. Maybe you would like to elaborate on the B2B and B2C, and what is the impact contribution to the Malaysian economy GDP, because we all agree that maybe the government will actually have to maybe pause, take note that the BE contribution to the GDP is a significant number. Please, gentlemen.
For me, it is very important that, as I mentioned just now, Malaysia is the very attractive destination. Malaysia is strategically located. It sits at the heart of Asia, the largest and fastest growing economic region in the world. And we know that Malaysia is an English-speaking yet multilingual, vibrant emerging economic and business center, recognized as one of the world's friendliest nations and a great value for money destination. And for me, this is something that we can explore, especially where all business event will jumpstart business activity. However, some of the particularly effective at driving their business activities in their industry. Trade fairs, for me, as a good start.
Yeah, trade fairs.
Trade fairs. Like for example, in the past, World Trade Center Kuala Lumpur has worked with giants of the industry such as Defence Services Asia (DSA) and Malaysian International Furniture Fair (MIFF). And for me, MIFF is one of the main events in the furniture trade shows world circuit. And with events such as these, both international and local buyers and sellers make it a point to attend these events as it helps to connect whether government to government, G to G, business to business, B2B, and business to consumers, B2C worldwide.
Okay,
you.
Dato' Vincent, maybe you want to add a few, yeah?
Okay. Thanks, Mark. Whether it's B2B or B2C, both definitely will help to jumpstart the industry. Whether it's trade exhibition, congress, or conference, all these are part of parcel of the activity of the business event industry. Refer back to some of the statistics by Asia Event Industry Council statistics, EIC. So far, the B participant, we have over 1.5 billion globally. Worldwide, we have a 1.5 billion
globally. Yeah.
attending BE. And Asia alone, we attracted about 482.7 million participants and generated about 271 billion US dollar, I think, in direct spending. This is a very big amount of money. So if we can look into that, I think this is a big economy. And that is only what they call statistic from BIC. If I look into the UFI, every year we have around 32,000 exhibitions worldwide, attracting about 4.5 million exhibitor or exhibiting companies. And like I mentioned earlier, that we also attracted about 303 million visitors worldwide, and also generated 3.2 million jobs opportunity directly or indirectly in exhibition industry. All these kind of figure and all these kind of statistics, before the session, Mark also asked me how much actually Malaysia.
I was going to ask you, Dato', if you're not going to bring it up, I'm
Based
going
on
to ask
what you explained earlier before the session start, Malaysia, I think, based on my rough estimation, we contributed about 0.7% of the what you call of the total global statistics.
Okay.
So I believe whether that figure is too small or too big, but I believe this figure can be increased better, right?
Okay.
Maybe our aim, we want to hit maybe 1% in the next 1-2 years to see what will benefit back to the bee industry and also the nation building for the bee industry. I also want to add on some of the pointer is very important from Dato' Sri Imo. On the exhibitions, I think sometimes we are not, because I'm the exhibition organizer.
You're one of the larger organizers in Malaysia.
Thank you, Mark.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think to run as a show organizer, you need to have a passion. Not just run the show, but you run or organize an industry event. MIF to have today is not because the show, I think a team to how to make the industry people recognize this event and become an iconic national brand to represent the furniture industry in Malaysia. I think that is the whole thing. Yeah. We build a show like my auto architecture show, an architect, we want to make architect as a country brand in this region. Then you get people recognize and you make a difference from there. Thank you, Mark.
Okay. We are time pressed.
Yes.
Yes, I apologize because this conversation can go on a bit longer. I would love to. But to end the session, I just want to ask both of you gentlemen, if there is one piece of advice to the business event players or the industry players and to the government and to the visitor that's coming for confidence to coming to the business event in Malaysia, what would that be?
Thanks, Mark. For me, to start up, we need to be agile and stay one step ahead of the game, utilizing the latest technology and communications. And for me, the important is that how we can push to ensure that Malaysia is a destination for business event industry and even one day a business event economy, in our national policy or nation plan. That is our target. So we hope that with the reopening starting from tomorrow, 100%. I believe that is going to spearhead, especially the confidence back, especially the world coming to Malaysia and to have more events in Malaysia. Thank you.
Thank you. Dato' Vincent.
I think my key word is to achieve 1%. From
1%.
0.7% to achieve to 1%. I think that is our goal that we want to achieve.
Dato' Vincent, 0.7 to 0.3% of trillions and trillions is a huge number. So with that, I suppose it can only happen when the Malaysian people plays an active role in providing the confidence, right? I assume.
Yes.
And also people who are in the organization scenario to put in their passion apart from the fiscal component, and the government to play its role in aligning with everybody else that we can move forward together. Do we agree on that, gentlemen?
We agree.
We agree with that. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Both Datos here, and because due to time, we want to thank you once again for coming, sharing your insights with us. Thank you very much. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Demi negara yang tercinta, dicurahkan bakti penuh setia. Demi raja yang disanjung tinggi, kesetiaan tak berbelah bagi.
Kepada pemimpin, kepada rakyat, hikmat diberi penuh taat. Sama bekerja, sama berusaha, setia berkhidmat untuk semua, rela berkorban apa saja. Amanah bangsa tetap dijaga. Kami berikrar penuh setia untuk agama, bangsa dan negara. Tiba masa kau melangkah gagah, bersemangat ke arah matlamat sedaya upaya. Engkau terus wajar standing in the eyes of the world. Standing in the eyes, 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 standing in the eyes.
Peace is back. Malaysia